Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to another video, and this is a season recap. This is a recap of last season, season number 7 for me as a YouTuber, season number 9 overall since I started the game on Dune Imperium Digital. This was the first Immortality season, the first season where ranked mode had Immortality added. So it was X and Emo to 10 for the first few days or so. I don't remember exactly when it switched, but then they switched to X Emo to 11 in the middle of the season. So that was a bit unusual to have a change there, but it was still a very, very interesting season. For those who were wondering why there is no season 6 recap, is because given they actually released Immortality very early in that ranked season, I didn't play ranked much or at all. I think maybe 10, 15 games, and I don't think it's representative enough to make recap out of that. And those recaps focus on ranked mode. So yeah, there we go. If you enjoy this kind of video, let me know in the comments as well. And hit that like on the video, subscribe on YouTube, and follow on Twitch would be absolutely appreciated. Yeah, let's jump straight into it then. So let's first focus on the season recap. So as we can see, I played a total of 110 games over the season, which is what it was a 40-day season, so maybe on average 3 games a day, which is pretty reasonable, I think. At least it's as much as I can play, to be honest. So that's there. I've been first in 57 of those games, which is 52% of the total. Feels pretty good. It allowed me to increase my overall win rate by quite a bit, actually, so that's very good. And I ended up second 25% of the time, so I gained elo in, what is it, 77% of the time, so that feels super good. And then third and fourth, as we can see, decreases in proportions each time, so that's also a very good trend to see, I would assume. At least I'm pretty happy with those statistics, I must admit. Then if we have a breakdown by start position, that I think is pretty interesting to see as well, is how fourth became so much weaker than it was in my previous seasons. And I think the main reason is that in Immortality, the experimentation cards are so good that you want to play them, and the best place to play them is smuggling. Only one player gets that very early, and it's usually player 1, and that also explains why first here is the position in which I thrive most, it seems, because I had a 58% win rate when I started the game as first player. Then I won half my game as second player, which is also not too bad. Third player is quite surprising. I got 56% win rate there. Maybe that is explained by the fact that first player usually goes smuggling, second player goes false space, meaning in round 2, second player usually goes false space again, and at that moment, as third player, I can get smuggling. Maybe that's part of the explanation. Maybe it's also a bit of variance because it's not like a huge sample either. So yeah, still quite interesting to see how first position seems so much stronger in Immortality. And the most played leader, now I extended that to a top 5 because I think it maybe gives a bit of a better view than just the top 3. And there, Tessa was my most played leader, actually, a win rate of 50%, then followed by Armand, 47%, which is also not too bad, I think. And I really like Armand in Immortality. Feels really good to trash as much as you can. So yeah, he obviously takes a special place in my heart when playing Immortality. And Baron, well, Baron's always going to be the GOAT for me. I really enjoy playing him all the time. And as we can see here, it seems he is also my most successful leader with a pretty good 69% win rate there. Ilban, also very strong for me, 64%. And then Yuna, only 12 games, but still a 50% win rate is not too bad. Although it is a very small sample for all of those, it, I think, still shows my favorite leaders and how I fare with them. Now let's switch to the all-time recap, and I will keep that a bit shorter because obviously not much has been added since the last season's all-time recap, so you can always compare with that as well, potentially, if you want a bit more insights on what I'm explaining there. Here I'll just skim through the numbers a bit quickly and be going on with that. So first, now I'm on first in 43% of my games. Again, small disclaimer, this does not take into account my very first 2 seasons in the game, because back then I was not keeping track of my games as I do now. But based on the statistics we find in-game, the Dune Imperium digital player statistics you can find, I have a win rate of like 40.5 or 40.7% right now. So yeah, not too far away from that, but obviously an improvement if I exclude my first 2 seasons, which is what is happening here. So first in 43% of my games, second in 28%, which means gaining elo on 71% in 71% of my games. And then yeah, third and fourth going lower and lower, which is also very good, for a total of 568 games. Then by start position here as well, first is still the strongest and will probably become stronger as we play more Immortality. Fourth remains second. That might decrease a bit, as we saw before from the season. If it continues on that trend, we will see fourth position decrease slowly but surely. But right now it's still very strong, mostly I assume because I get to pick Baron as fourth player. And second and third, very, very close to each other with a 41% win rate on both of them, which are basically my weakest positions to start with. Quite interesting fact, actually, because I thought second position was my strongest. It does not seem to be the case. And the most played leaders, Baron, I now reached more than 100 games with him. 53% win rate there is, I think, my best. Yes, I mean, if we exclude everyone that I played less than 20 games, because we can see Rumber, Paul, and Memnon having a better win rate, but with so little kind of games that I guess I just lose one with them, and there it goes, the win rate below 50%. Yeah, otherwise, Desia's the second one with 45%, Yuna third, but being a bit caught up by Armand, which I really like in Immortality once again. And we can see I seem to be a bit more successful with Armand as well over Yuna. So that might be some food for thought for myself. And yeah, Hanjo still above 50%, which is pretty good. Ilban also on the rise, I think, in terms of win rate, which is very nice. Lido, I'm quite surprised. It's very low. Maybe I should try to pick him a bit more often again. Yeah, to try and increase that. And other than that, I mean, I'll let you read them. I'm not gonna go over all of those other leaders where I've played much less than the ones I've mentioned. By game setup, this is also quite interesting. It seems to get a bit closer to each other now. Live has a bit of a less of a head start, I think, if I remember correctly, compared to the previous season, which is good news. But yeah, that's obviously also skewed by the fact that my early seasons I wasn't live I wasn't live streaming that much. So yeah, but it also surely means that you guys in chat help me a bit sometimes with very, very nice ideas, and it does open up to new strategies. So that's always also surely one of the reasons why the win rate in my live games is better than the recorded and the offline ones. But I've also played much less on live, as we can see, only 115 games played. So that win rate moves, is much more variable. With one more game played, it can decrease or increase by much more than the recorded or the offline games, where I have played much, much more, it seems. By season now, so we have the season number 9, which is the 7th as a YouTuber. I've played those 110 games, as we saw before. Season 8 is actually the one I haven't done a recap about, because there was actually still 44 games played in live. So it's not as little as I was saying before, but yeah, I mean, 36% win rate was pretty bad. But yeah, 44 games, I mean, it's hard to draw conclusions on that when compared to the other seasons. Let's say season 5, 6, 7, 9, I've played more than 80 games in all of those, and those are much more representative. But now this season 9, as we can see, I've kept my win rate exactly the same as in season 7, 52%, but I increased my elo gain because now the games I basically ended second more often than in season 7 and mechanically ended third less often. So that's very good news again. I see some progress there and I like that. Average rank remains pretty stable, but it seems it has been rising a tiny bit here again. But yeah, I mean, we can't draw conclusions on that. Average rank being below 2 is really awesome. It means I'm doing pretty well there. And the win rate, well, goes the other way around, obviously. Again, it seems like, it seems like I've been decreasing slightly up and down there, but it's probably a 0.1 or 0.2% given the scale. So can't really infer much from that. Overall, it seems the trend is still going towards that 45%, which I hope I can reach someday. So yeah, that would be it for the season recap. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please let me know in the comments as well about your win rate, about how your season went. And yeah, subscribe for more content. I try to make as diverse as possible in terms of content. There are strategy tips, there are games. There will also very soon be commentaries of games where I'm not involved in. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to stay alert, and follow on Twitch as well if you want to catch me live. Hope to see you very soon again. Have a good one. Bye bye.